Hi, kids. Okay, so I'm going to try to demonstrate how to use two colors on my Collagraph. I have a blue, really pretty teal blue, ready to go, and I've added some hand sanitizer to it. I'm sorry, hand lotion to it. Hand lotion to it to make it dry a little bit slower. I also have some hand sanitizer, some tissues, some Q-tips for you precision folk, and a spray bottle of water on standby to try to make this work. Takes a village, right? So I have this, and I'm going to first put the ink on my plate so you can see it. And I'm working pretty quickly because it is still drying, but I'm not going to be able to get it all done before it dries, but you don't want to like take all day either, you know. And now, so you would take this back to your workstation because you can't hog the printing station, but now you have to try to remove where you don't want that color to go. So I can take it off of my flowers. I'm using a tissue for the bigger parts. I'm not saying it's easy, kids. This is a total mess. And to give me a place to kind of grab. But then I'm going to use the Q-tip for some smaller parts, and I'm going to need some hand sanitizer at this point. I have a little hand sanitizer on here because it is drying pretty quick. So I'm going to remove from the flowers and the vase. Notice I use one side of the Q-tip, I use the other side of the Q-tip, and then I get a new Q-tip. I'm going to put a little more hand sanitizer on this. You know what? I want it off of this line too. Okay. We're in business. Now, the amount of spray water that you put on here matters. You really don't want to, I put a little more of this on here. You don't want to use a lot. You'll really make it a mess. And the lines that you just worked pretty hard to preserve will kind of dissolve in the water. So less is more when it comes to your spray. I'm going to spray this with a little bit of water, and I have it set to, let me see if I can show you that. Can you see that at all? I have it set to the one that goes open. You don't want like a force of water on here. That'll be really bad. You want like a mist. So I'm going to put a little bit of that on there. That might have been too much, but we'll find out. And then probably remember this process. But I will remind you, you put this on your piece of paper, flip it, and if you have too much water on here, when you go to rub it, you really might rip your paper, so you want to make sure that you don't use too much water. Just enough to sort of wake up the ink that was drying. And then you get this. So now I have a print where I have open spaces. This is good. Because I'm going to go back onto my print and print with a different color. So I'm going to set this paper aside. This is very important. And I'm going to clean up my plate. All right, so I'll grab some tissue, some hand sanitizer, get this thing clean. I mean, it's a messy project. Okay, and now I have to pause this video because I have the pink. I'm going to grab it real quick and make sure that it's still ready, and I'll roll the pink on here and show you. So wait here. Okay, so I'm back with my pink. I have some hand sanitizer mixed in. I have some Q-tips, tissues, right? I'm going to put this where I want the pink to go. So I don't have to put it all over the edges because those are already the blue, but I do want it on my flowers, my vase, and this part right here. I mean, I want it on there, for goodness sake. There we go. Okay, I'm going to start removing. Tissues for the bigger areas. And then back in with the Q-tip, and it helps a lot if it has some hand sanitizer on it. Now, honestly, kids, it might look really, really cool if you just print this right on top of the other one. I'm only doing this to show you how to do it, but I'm definitely not saying that your print shouldn't have layered colors, because layered colors look awesome. And that's when real fun stuff happens that you can't anticipate. So I encourage you to make a whole bunch of different prints, a whole bunch of different ways, and just see how you like it. I don't think you should try to control it in this manner. I'm just showing you how. All right, let's do one more pass with one more hand sanitized Q-tip, and I'll give it a spritz and see what we get for the print. You know what, I think I'm going to take these centers of these flowers out. I lost a little bit of a petal. Okay, so now I have this paper that I already printed on, and I have to register it, so I have to line it up with my previous pull. So I'm going to try to put this down exactly where it was. And because I can see that teal edge, I have a pretty good idea of where it was. Flip it, massage it. Oh, I forgot the water. Yeah, it needs it. All right, hold on a second. Actually, it's doing pretty good. Let's give it a little bit. Actually, I have to do this process again. It was doing pretty good, but let's do it. Let's do it the whole shebang. So we'll put this down here. Gentle rub. You do not want a lot of water. I know I said it, but it bears repeating. Oh, that's really cool. That is really, really neat. So now, this print has the two colors, and I have been able to, for the most part, control where they go by removing the ink from the places I didn't want, and then reactivating the ink with a little bit of water and registering it to line it up. Kids, I hope this helps. I hope this helps.